Hey everybody, DoctorDeadwax Mark here. Let me turn this down a little. Just thought I'd come on and, maybe have a beer with my friend Henry there. He's in a good mood this evening. This is Mill Street Franconian Bock. Henry was talking about the never-ending compulsion to buy vinyl, and shh, my wife might be listening. Cheers. I'll send that one to Wes. Recent vinyl finds. Not anywhere near as interesting or all over the map as Henry's latest stuff, but wow. My bank account is non-existent. Anyway, first up, Ron Carter. Anything Goes. Kudo. On Kudo. And this was one of Creed Taylor's other labels. This is the Kudo label. This one still had the excellent Kudo inner sleeve. Or Kudu, sorry. Kudu inner sleeve. These are all mastered by Rudy Van Gelder, like everything else with Creed Taylor, and they all are a little bit funkier, a little bit more tribal, or they're not quite the same kind of jazz as the stuff he was putting on the CTI label. And this is a pretty excellent album. Ron Carter, Steve Gadd, Jimmy Madsen, Barry Rogers, Eric Gale on guitar, and Hubert Laws on flute. So really good lineup, and Anything Goes to Samba, Beretta's theme. Beretta. Come on, I had a fucking parrot. Keep Your Eyes on the Sparrow, Can't Give You Anything But My Love, Quarto Azul, and Big Furrow. So it's got some kind of jazz, kind of funky pieces. Ron Carter, you really can't go wrong, and Kudu, you can't go wrong either. Next is a little bit of rock here. This is a nice beat-up cover, but the Ron Carter was a buck. Steve Miller, Rock Love. This is on the reddish-orange Capitol, original pressing. What can I say about this record? This record is half a live album, half a studio album. The live side's pretty good. The studio side's pretty weak. If you told me that Steve Miller was like a strung-out heroin addict living on the streets of LA, and he'd signed a contract with Capitol that if he didn't release X number of records by X number of days, that he would lose the rights to everything he owned forever, and his manager pulled him off the street and gave him like a pitcher full of coffee and sat him down in a studio to record 4 songs to mix with some tape they had kicking around of some live performance, I'd believe you, because this record is fucking terrible. Does not, after all of the things, like the 5 that came before this, I cannot get over how weak this is. And I think he agreed too, because there was this album, there was another album after it, and then there was an anthology he put out of his first 7 albums that had nothing from this one or the next one, just the first 5 albums. But it was an anthology of the first 7, so pretty good copy. Again, another beat up cover, pretty good record, another dollar bin thing. Original. I mean, I'm happy to get it, to hear it, to add it to the compulsive collection, but do I need it? No. And do you need it? No. Find the first 5 albums. Next is the Bob Seger System. This is called Ramblin' Gamblin' Man, but apparently it was originally going to be called Tales of Lucy Blue, and that's why it's amazing how the bright color focus thing on this camera. It goes all over the rainbow. Anyways, Tales of Lucy Blue, that's why it actually has the cover that it has, and a couple days before they released it, he decided to call it Ramblin' Gamblin' Man, which is the big hit. This is the first thing the Bob Seger system did. Oh, this has got a great back cover too. Really kind of funny, funky, psychedelic. There's a couple people in there kissing. It's really cool. This music's really interesting. I mean, it's not Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band. I nearly said the E Street Band. It's a little bit more psychedelic, a little bit more blues rock. I'd recommend it. I really enjoyed it, actually. There's some stuff on here, and there's also 2 + 2 =, which is apparently his Vietnam protest song, and yeah. This is a Canadian pressing. This is on the Orange Capital label. It even says got the mastered by DoctorDeadwax there. I don't know if I can get this to actually show. But anyway, it's a really clean pressing. I got this from my friend. It's a reissue. It's got SM172 instead of ST-172 in the Deadwax. Even though the cover is ST172, and unlike the American pressing, it doesn't say reissue. The U.S. reissues, I believe, say a capital reissue series here, like they do with the Steve Miller records. So grab this record. It's really enjoyable. I got that in a trade, not a trade, but I bought about 7 records off a friend of mine for $20, and that was one of the throw-ins, and that's an excellent album. He did a couple others after this. He did an album called Noah, which is, if you see it, is pretty hard to find and actually quite expensive, and he did one other, and I can't remember what the fuck it's called right now. That's typical of this shit. Next is an album. I got this off a guy who sells on eBay, who's a show dealer around here. I bought this off of him for $10. Tonto's Expanding Headband, Zero Time. So this computer thing here, this thing, that's Tonto. And so these two guys kind of set it up, and then eventually one guy got exclusive ownership of it, not sure which one, but Tonto was a series of like keyboards and stuff, Moogs and all this kind of shit all sequenced together, and MIDIs, and I don't understand. DB, Andy could probably explain what the hell they were actually doing there. But I know that the Tonto, the keyboard was used on lots of other albums. Several Stevie Wonder albums it was used on, for example, and it's got a really cool inside cover, some psychedelic artwork there, and a little bit more of an explanation of kind of what's going on here. And this is an excellent, cover's a little beat up. It's got a wear there. One of the issues with the Unipacks, somebody was railing about them recently. I don't really mind the Unipacks. They kind of work for me. Interesting original inner sleeve. There's some interesting stuff on it. And this is, the reason why I bought this off this guy was because it's a Canadian Red Atlantic. And I know this guy, and if he says a record is clean, it's clean. So this is the first Canadian pressing on Canadian Red Atlantic. And as you can see, it's really clean. And it sounds great, and the music's really cool too. Loving this kind of early 70s electronica stuff. I can't remember if I remember. Yeah, this is 1971, so. And this has got some really freaky Deadwax in it. It's actually got the signatures of the two guys in the Deadwax. I don't know if I can show this, but like this is a record for this is a record. I'm out of focus here, but this is a record for Nathan Morales for sure. Nathan, you should try and find this record if you don't have this record, because in the Deadwax, there's the signatures of the guy. It's Malcolm. Should I see if I can see their names? Malcolm Cecil is one of the guy's names, and Robert Margolef is the other guy's name. And in the Deadwax, there is also peace with a peace symbol, love with a heart for the O, and joy. So I'm not entirely sure if this is, if there's any way I can show this to you. Doesn't seem to want to focus. Sorry. Anyways, this it's got really cool Deadwax with these guys' signatures. I have a funny feeling this might actually be a plate made in the UK that was sent to Canada, because it doesn't have the usual Deadwax signatures for the guy who made most of these plates in Canada. So Canadian Red Atlantic, peace, love, joy, great trippy psych keyboard kind of stuff. Highly recommend this. I picked this up for $10 and I was thrilled to get it, because this is a record that goes for quite a bit more, and to get a Canadian first and everything. That great Deadwax, peace, love, joy. Anyways, Nathan, if you have that record, check your Deadwax and see if it has that peace symbol, because that's kind of totally your thing. Next up is this is the Besnard. You can see my fingerprints there. It's all smudged, but anyway, this is the Besnard Lakes Volume 1. So this is the first Besnard Lakes record that was full-length LP. There you go. And the two people sitting at the chair are Jason and Olga, who are the husband and wife center of Besnard Lakes. But the other two people, the drummer and the keyboardist and alternate guitar player, they've both been with the band. All four of them been there since day one. This is an original first pressing. There's a very low run on these. I have a couple of these actually. It's got Olga and Jason, the Deadwax, and it's got BL-001-A and B. And it's stamped golden, which is the mastering people. So this record was released on mastered by J.J. Golden at John Golden Mastering. I can't remember who the hell this record was released on now. But anyway, this had a very low run, and first pressings have this BG001-2 as the catalog number. Now, Jason and Olga have reissued this again recently. If you're looking for a copy of this record at an affordable price, they've reissued this record and signed the inside dust cover recently, within the past like 6 months or so. So you can always go to the Besnard Lakes website and order that. Used copies of this were going for 60 or 70 bucks of this first pressing. I picked up one for 12 and one for 10. I got this one for 10, which is why I bought it. You know, the problem with being a vinyl junkie is if you don't delete that saved search on eBay and you see another one that's the same price or less, you just wind up buying it. So this is actually, and I also have the repress, because when I met them, I bought one of them and they signed it for me. So this is a great album. It actually sounds really good too. Somebody was asking me about Besnard Lakes vinyl, and I was saying that the Jaguar pressings were a little noisy and a little crappy, which is no fault of the Besnard Lakes. This record sounds great. It's really quiet. So if you're that person, I recommend you look at getting this. Next is a couple sealed records. The first one is Goodbye Jumbo by World Party. Grabbed this off a dealer in town I know for $5. This is, this is a problem. I don't have this record, but I have a real problem where I can't open sealed records, and I now have a great sealed record collection, which leads me out looking to buy records still that aren't sealed so that I can actually listen to them. I need somebody to come over to my house and open my sealed records for me. Just getting a record off the turntable here. And then next is a sealed copy. I was down in a store recently and I saw this. I don't know anything about metal, but this is Uncle Sam, Heaven or Hollywood. I don't know what the hell's wrong with the autofocus. Uncle Sam, Heaven or Hollywood, limited edition cover. You can see what's under here online. I don't know if it's a limited edition because they put pornography on the cover of a record and didn't think they could get away with it for very long. But this is a U.S. record, but the jacket was made in Canada. I wonder if that's how they got away with it. And it's on Shelter Records, I believe it is. So Uncle Sam, Heaven or Hollywood. It's sealed. It's got a little bit of an opening there. And it's got a little bit of an opening there. I paid a bit of money for this, but I believe it's actually kind of rare, so I don't think I lost any money. But so now don't listen to heavy metal, but now I'm compulsively collecting sealed heavy metal vinyl because I can't open sealed records. So I think I need a 33 1/3 step program. And the final thing I picked up was Lee Morgan Speedball on Trip. Now, Trip kind of put out, that's what we were listening to in the background. It's a fucking fantastic record. Trip were like I don't know if they were a bootleg label or a reissue label. I've got some other things on Trip. I got a Roland Kirk on Trip, and anyway, so I'm always looking for Lee Morgan vinyl, and it's actually really hard to find. So when I was in the store, and this was in a dollar bin for, this was $1, I was like, I don't give a shit if it's on Trip, I'm going to buy it. So this is a Lee Morgan Quintet, and it's got Bernie Maupin on tenor sax, Harold Mayburn on piano, Jimmy Merritt on bass, and Mickey Roker on drums. There is a CD set that's now available from Blue Note Records about something about Lighthouse from September of 1968. Apparently these dates, there's 3 different records on Trip from this show, but they were recorded about 5 days earlier at another venue in California. So, it sounds pretty good. I mean, the pressing is in amazing condition. As you can see, it maybe you can't see. I don't know. But so there's the Trip label. Lee Morgan Speedball on one, or Willow Weep for Me on one side, and then on the other side is Peyote and Speedball, and it's Trip TLP 5020. So it's amazing. It's an amazing set. If you could hear it, you would hear that it sounded pretty amazing. These, the information about the players and everything, I had to get that offline. These Trip label things, they show absolutely no info. But that's all it says. So, however, if you see these, some of these can be real winners. This is a real winner in my opinion. I think it's an excellent set. I think the sound quality is pretty damn good for some sort of a bootleg. It might have been a soundboard, might have been a room recording. I don't know what the hell it is, but it's not garbage. So, and it sells for like $40. So, 20 to $40 if you see it. It sells online. When it shows up, it sells. So, I was really happy to get that for $1. So, that's everything I have. Cheers, Henry. Hope you're having another good night, and have a great day, and keep the record spinning.